Hello, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, depending on what time you're watching this video. It's me, Teacher Kent, and today we're going on another trip. We're going on another country. We're going to a country that a lot of people know how to speak English, even if English is not their first language. It's actually one of the most popular countries right now. And I'm talking about South Korea. You know what is South Korea, right? That famous place of bands such as BTS, which is pretty popular right now. So let's go and let's explore South Korea. Here we are. So, I'm sorry. The first thing, the first thing that you should know is that not all people in South Korea speak English, but a lot of them do, just like in Thailand. And South Korea is known to have a beautiful country. It's full of different people and different cultures. So, when you have the chance, please visit South Korea. And if you do visit South Korea, it's better that you try to learn English. That's why you need to listen to me when we have our Let's Go class so that you can learn how to communicate with other people, especially when you travel abroad. So, first things first, what can we do on South Korea? So, we can explore Seoul on foot. Seoul is the capital of South Korea. The capital of Thailand is Bangkok, and the capital of South Korea is Seoul. So, what can we do at Seoul, class? Many people visiting Seoul will set out on foot to experience the sights and sounds of this chic urban city. Class, I like to travel. And the best thing I know when I want to travel is I would like to walk. I don't like to ride a bike or a car. I would like to walk to explore an area or a place by foot because if you walk, you can smell and see and feel the different things that other people feel. You will feel like you are living in the place. So, if you are going to South Korea, the first thing you should do is to explore the city on foot. Seoul is a dynamic city which offers travelers a wide variety of activities that can be bunched together to create a splendid walking sightseeing tour. Oh, you don't even need a car. You can just visit South Korea, Seoul, by foot. Options range from visiting distinct Joseon Dynasty palaces to traditional Hanok villages, to museums, to shopping markets, to present day culture, including K pop. I know many of you like K pop, especially the girls, and filming locations of the ever popular K drama series. So here's an insider's tip. The best way to get a feel for the daily life in Seoul is to walk around in your free time. Just walk around, class. One of the best places to explore where you can see the historical and contemporary cultures coexist is in the Bukchon Hanok village. Wander through the charming alleyways, gazing up at the stunning traditional architecture. So, what else can we do? Oh, this, by the way, class, is Korea's traditional, what do we call this? Palace. It's like a castle for South Koreans. It is Changdeokgung, Changdeokgung, or the Gyeongbokgung Palace. It's the largest palace built by the Joseon dynasty. Before class, South Korea also had the same with Thailand. They also had a king and a royal family. But now they have a different type of government. But that does not mean they forgot about their previous government. They made this Gyeokbokgung Palace as a UNESCO World Heritage Site, which means people can visit here and can experience Korea's palace and not just the South Koreans. Delve into the ancient history and glorious culture of Korea by visiting the Changdeokgung Palace, also known as the Eastern Palace. So it is a palace on the eastern side of South Korea. Your eyes will pop with the pleasure when you gaze upon the 1405 CE Palace, situated in almost 58 hectares. Class, that is very big. That's 58 hectares. If I'm not mistaken, Supalak School is around 4 or 5 hectares, or maybe more. But 58 hectares, it's very, very big. And that's just for the palace. That is where the king and queen of Korea used to live. The Changdeokgung Palace was the second palace constructed under the Joseon dynasty and is the best preserved example of the five palaces that dot the landscape of Seoul. Changdeokgung Palace is now listed as a UNESCO World Cultural Heritage Site. There are 5 different palaces you can go to in Korea. Isn't that amazing? With all different designs and shapes. If you don't want to go to a palace, you can learn about traditional Hanok architecture. It is nestled in between Chakdeogong Palace and Gyeokbokgung Palace. It is the quaint neighborhood of Bukchan Hanok village. This is a must-see side trip when it's hundreds of traditional Korean houses called Hanok. So the traditional Korean houses are called Hanok. This is a great way to experience what the origins of the Korean architecture and housing started. If you've seen the South Korean dramas or TV shows, you will see they have beautiful designs of houses. Those are called Hanok houses. So you can come here and you can see different Hanok houses. Isn't that amazing? Let's go to the next part. You can also be a street artist. While we're sure you reading this because you want to travel around and see exciting places, one of the most interesting to do in South Korea is to see street artists perform on Insadong streets in Seoul. There's everything from card tricks to juggling and much more. If you have a trick or two up your sleeve, you can even join them and do your own performance to make a bit of cash. Now, a street artist are people that like to show off what they can do on the streets, whether they can sing, they can dance, they can make magic. You can come to Korea and you can see all sorts of stuff. And if you know a thing or two about those things, if you can sing, if you can dance, or if you know how to make magic, you can also be a street artist. People usually watch the street artists perform and then they give them money to thank them for their performance. Not only do they have great street skills, but there is also a great mix of old and new Korean culture, including cafes, restaurants, and shopping selling authentic souvenirs. Oh, so once you go to this place, there's also a lot of places you can go near here to buy souvenirs for your loved ones at home. Next, you can check out free museums. Now, this is amazing because for me, I like to learn more about the country, how the people used to live. That's why Thailand is an amazing place for me because I would like to know how Thai people used to live. In South Korea, it's the same thing. They have free museums. You can go inside, you can see old pictures. You can see a lot of different things that South Koreans that you didn't know South Koreans used to do. Located within the grounds of the Gyeokbokgung Palace, National Folk Museum of Korea is a national museum in South Korea that features three exhibition halls with 98,000 artifacts. South Korea has so many great museums, each with their unique style, charm, and history focus points, whether that's animals, agriculture, country, world history, art, and more. If you're traveling on a budget, then visiting the free museums is a great thing to do in South Korea. Hmm, I suggest you do this. It's very fun to visit museums in South Korea. Or if you want a cold place because Thailand is very, very hot, you can go to this place. This is where Korea used to hold the Olympic sport of the Winter Olympic sports. I'm sorry. It is located in the Taebaek Mountains region. The Pyeongchang is famous for its ski resorts. It also dotted with temples, historic and cultural heritage sites. 2018 and South Korea hit the international stage by hosting the incredible Winter Olympics. It's an Olympics where the sports are pure winter, like ice skating, skiing. You can visit it here because Korea is known to be a very cold country. They have snow. There's a place in Korea that has snow almost for the whole year. So you can come here and you can glide down the ski slopes and you can experience snow. Next. Or again, you can visit temples, just like in Thailand. But the temples in Korea are a bit different than in Thailand. They have different styles there, they have different cultures, they have different decorations. Paper lanterns hanging on the grounds of Jogyasha Buddhist temple during the Buddha's birthday. One of the must things to do in South Korea for all travelers is to visit one of the 900 Buddhist temples that reside around the country. Oh, there are 900 Buddhist temples around South Korea. Thailand also has a lot of Buddhist temples. Each temple has a unique tribute to Buddha that includes statues, meditation halls, and ceremonial tea rooms. Temple stays are becoming very common in South Korea. You can even stay inside a temple class. You can meditate with the monks there. Next, you can also take a trip to Busan. There's actually a very scary movie called Train to Busan. It's about zombies. But Busan does not have zombies. In fact, Busan is one of the best places to visit when you are in Korea because it has very clean air. And you can need to take only a short 2.5 hour bullet train to Busan. Just ride a train. Busan offers different experience than Seoul with a hyper altitude, beach resorts, and 14th century temples, and lots of superb food from sit down meals to street food. Being the second largest city, oh, so Busan is the second largest city of South Korea. It's the main port of the south, and it has a lot of seafoods. Next, you can also visit the DMZ. Now, class, for those of you who don't know, Korea and South Korea, they used to be together. But there was a war, they fought, and they decided we're gonna cut Korea in half. One will be North Korea, one will be South Korea. So the DMZ, it's like the border. It's the line that separates the two Koreas. A very popular thing to do in South Korea for travelers is to make the 48-kilometer trip north of Seoul to the demilitarized zone or the DMZ, where the remnants of the Cold War still flourish. Once at the DMZ, you can peer into North Korea from a safe and secure location, such as Panmunjom, where you will find the military demarcation line of the Joint Security Area. You can actually look at North Korea if you go here. However, you cannot go inside North Korea because that place right there that is guarded by a lot of guards. You can see because it's just there, it's over there, but you cannot go and walk over there because you will be entering North Korea. Or you can visit the third tunnel of aggression. While most people visiting South Korea typically go to the DMZ, which marks the boundary between North and South Korea, at present, the DMZ is still an active aggression zone, which you can take a tour to see, but you will remain quite far for your own safety. A bit less well known secret is that there are long stretches of tunnels underground which were made by the North Koreans near Panmunjom. Oh, there's a lot of underground tunnels going to North Korea. Here, you can visit the Tunnel of Aggression. From what the government knows, there are four total tunnels discovered, and it's rumored that there are a dozen more undiscovered tunnels, which means North Korea is still trying to get into South Korea class. They're still trying to make tunnels. Why not take a trip to the third undiscovered tunnel that is only 44 kilometers from Seoul and is open to tourists and learn about what happened and how they found out about them? Oh, that seems very interesting. You can go there and find out the history between North and South Korea. And that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed our small visit to South Korea. And always remember, if you want to visit these countries, the best way to visit them is to learn English because some of the people there actually know how to speak English. And that's why you should always listen to me when it comes to Let's Go. Okay, I will see you next time. Goodbye.